What makes a story truly unforgettable? It's not just the adventure or the action, it's the heart. Today I'm diving into three of the most powerful dog stories ever told. Marley and Me, Where the Red Fern Grows, and Stone Fox. These aren't just tales of loyal pets. They're emotional journeys packed with love, loss, and those gut-wrenching choices that define who we are. First up, Marley and Me. The chaotic joy of life with Marley is a roller coaster of emotions. From the moment Marley barrels into the lives of John and Jenny, he brings along a whirlwind of laughter, mischief, and pure, boundless love. Even when Marley's antics push them to the brink, his unwavering loyalty carves a permanent space in their hearts. And when the inevitable goodbye comes, it's a reminder of the deep, irreplaceable bond between humans and their dogs. Next we have Where the Red Fern Grows. This coming-of-age story follows Billy and his two beloved coonhounds, Old Dan and Little Ann. Together, they face the trials of nature, competition, and growing up. The loyalty and courage shown by these dogs highlight the purest form of love. But it's the heart-wrenching choices Billy makes that tear at our souls and show us the true meaning of sacrifice. Lastly, Stone Fox. A tale of determination, hope, and a race that changes everything. Willie and his dog Searchlight enter a sled race to save his grandfather's farm. The bond between Willie and Searchlight is unbreakable, and their journey is filled with suspense and emotional highs. When the unthinkable happens, it's a poignant reminder of the lengths our furry friends will go to for us. Each of these stories reveals the bond between a human and their dog, pure, honest, and often heartbreaking. They remind us that dogs aren't just companions, they're teachers, heroes, and sometimes the truest reflections of our own humanity. So grab a tissue and relive the most tear-jerking, soul-stirring moments from these beloved classics. Hey everyone! Today, I want to share a story that's a real roller coaster of emotions. It's about a dog named Marley, from the book Marley and Me by John Grogan. If you've ever had a dog, you'll relate to the chaos, love, and life lessons Marley brought into the Grogans' lives. Marley starts off as a tiny puppy, adopted by John and his wife Jenny to practice for parenthood. But Marley is no ordinary dog. He's a wriggling ball of energy who chews through drywall, bolts through screen doors, eats jewelry, and flunks obedience school, twice. Wild and unpredictable, Marley is completely untrainable. But here's the thing, he's family. As John and Jenny navigate the ups and downs of marriage, jobs, and eventually parenthood, Marley is the constant thread weaving through their lives. He's there for the joy, the heartbreak, the late-night feedings, and the new beginnings. Marley is messy but loyal, undisciplined but devoted, and in his own way, perfect. Grogan's writing is honest and raw. He doesn't sugarcoat the struggles of raising a bad dog, or the pain of saying goodbye. That's what makes the book unforgettable. It's not about a perfect pet, it's about unconditional love. Love that stays when things get hard. Love that forgives the chewed furniture, the muddy paw prints, and the chaos. Marley is more than a dog. He's a witness to the Grogans' life, to their growth, their heartbreak, and their happiness. The 2008 film adaptation, starring Owen Wilson and Jennifer Aniston, brings the story to the screen with humor and heart. The movie captures Marley's antics, the ups and downs of family life, and the emotional punch of the final scenes. But there are differences. The book offers deeper introspection, reflections on mortality, aging, and the bittersweet beauty of time passing. The film focuses more on comedy and light family drama, trimming some of the more philosophical elements for broader appeal. Both versions, though, land in the same place, with tears. Because whether you're reading or watching, Marley's goodbye is one of the most emotional moments you'll experience. Not because he's gone, but because of everything he represented while he was here. Marley and Me reminds us that dogs don't care about perfection. They care about presence. They teach us to live in the moment, to forgive quickly, to love fully. And sometimes they remind us, through their short but meaningful lives, what it truly means to be human. So if you've ever loved a dog or lost one, this story will touch something deep inside you. It's funny, yes, but it's also real. And real is what makes it beautiful. So grab a copy of Marley and Me, and maybe a box of tissues too. This is one story you'll never forget. Hey there, dog lovers! If you're a fan of loyal, energetic, and sometimes downright crazy dogs, you're in the right place. Today, I'm diving into why Labrador Retrievers are the best and craziest dogs you'll ever meet. Let's start with a famous name, Marley from Marley and Me. When I think of Marley, I don't just see a dog, I see energy, laughter, destruction, and most importantly, love. Marley is the perfect example of a Labrador retriever, one of the most beloved and popular dog breeds in the United States. But did you know Labradors actually originated in Newfoundland, not Labrador? These dogs were bred to retrieve fishing nets, withstand freezing waters, and work alongside people. Over time, they evolved into the loyal family dogs we know and love today. Labradors are famous for three things: friendliness, intelligence, and energy. They're the go-to breed for service work, therapy, search and rescue, and of course, family life. But don't let their calm demeanor fool you. Labradors aren't just couch potatoes. They're bursting with energy, especially in their early years. That's what Marley shows us. A dog with too much heart and not enough training. He destroys drywall, chews through furniture, crashes through screen doors, and yet we still adore him, because that's what Labs do. They love hard, play hard, and forgive fast. Marley wasn't just a pet, he was a force of nature. And while he never became a perfectly trained dog, he became the perfect dog for his family. Now let's talk about some real-life famous Labradors. Buddy, the first dog of the Clinton White House. Endall, a British Labrador and one of the most decorated service dogs in history. And Jake, a search and rescue lab, who helped in the aftermath of 9/11s. All of them, loyal, fearless, and deeply bonded to their humans, just like Marley. Living with a Labrador isn't for the faint of heart. You need patience, humor, and the right gear. Here are some must-have items for Labrador owners. A heavy-duty chew toy. Because Labs don't just chew, they demolish. An interactive puzzle feeder, to keep those smart brains busy and out of trouble. A strong leash and harness. Labs are powerful pullers, especially when excited. A durable dog bed, because once they finally crash, they'll sleep like a rock. And of course, a big supply of tennis balls, because no lab can resist a game of fetch. If you've fallen in love with Marley's story, or you're raising a Marley of your own, gear up. These dogs give their all. They deserve the best. Marley may not have been perfect, but he was unforgettable. And that's what every Labrador owner knows deep down. It's not about obedience, it's about loyalty. Not about rules, but about love. The kind of love that crashes through windows, eats your shoes, and never leaves your side. That's a Labrador, that's Marley, and that's why we love them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more dog-loving content. Hey there, book lovers! Today, I'm diving into a novel that has broken a million hearts, Wilson Rawls' Where the Red Fern Grows. Published in 1961, this book isn't just a story, it's a memory, a heartbreak, and a legend all rolled into one. Now let me take you back to the Ozark Mountains during the Great Depression. Meet Billy Coleman, a young boy with a dream to own a pair of hunting dogs. Billy doesn't have much, but he's got determination. He works tirelessly for 2 years to save enough money to buy his beloved dogs, Old Dan and Little Ann. From the moment they come home, the bond between Billy and his dogs is unbreakable. They train together, hunt together, and become legendary in their region. But this story is about more than just hunting. It's a tale of love, loyalty, sacrifice, and the bittersweet journey from childhood to maturity. Rawls drew from his own experiences, making the story raw, real, and timeless. In 1974, the novel was adapted into a film that captured its haunting beauty and emotional depth. The film remains true to the book's core, bringing Billy's bond with his dogs, the breathtaking Ozark scenery, and the tear-jerking ending to life. A 2003 remake introduced the story to a new generation, modernizing the cinematography while keeping the powerful themes intact. The 1974 film is nostalgic and simple, while the 2003 version leans into cinematic drama. But both follow the emotional arc that makes the book unforgettable. At the heart of the story is the unshakable bond between a boy and his dogs, and the lessons he learns along the way. Old Dan is strong and fearless. Little Ann is clever and gentle. Together, they're unstoppable. And when tragedy strikes, it's not just Billy who feels the pain, it's every reader and viewer who's ever loved a pet. The title refers to a sacred legend, that only an angel can plant a red fern. The appearance of the red fern at the story's end symbolizes eternal love, peace, and the idea that some bonds can never be broken. That moment, it hits hard, and it stays with you. Where the Red Fern Grows is more than a dog story. It's a coming-of-age tale, a lesson in resilience, and a tribute to the animals that shape our lives. It's the kind of story that lingers long after you've turned the last page or watched the credits roll. If you've ever loved a dog or chased a dream you worked hard to achieve, this story is for you. So whether you're revisiting it as an adult or discovering it for the first time, Where the Red Fern Grows will move you. And if you haven't yet read the book or watched the film, now's your moment. Because this story deserves to be known, shared, and remembered. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. And if you'd like to support the channel, you'll find links to the book, film, and some amazing dog-related products in the description below.
Hey there, dog lovers. Today we're diving into the legacy of a dog breed that's as legendary as it gets, the red-bone coonhound. When you think of where the red fern grows, you're not just thinking about a boy and his dogs. You're thinking about a bond forged in fire, loyalty tested by nature, and two fearless hunting companions, Old Dan and Little Ann. But what kind of dogs were they? Red-bone coonhounds. Red-bone coonhounds may not be as famous as golden retrievers or German shepherds, but they carry a legacy of grit, heart, and boundless devotion. So let's dive into the world of the red-bone coonhound, where history, purpose, and personality collide. These dogs originated in the American South, bred for raccoon hunting in dense forests and challenging terrain. Their lineage traces back to foxhounds brought to the US by Scottish and Irish immigrants. Through careful breeding, these dogs developed into sleek, muscular, deep red hounds with keen noses and unstoppable endurance. What sets Redbones apart isn't just their looks, it's their spirit. They are fearless in the wild, affectionate at home, and known for forming unbreakable bonds with their human families. Just like Old Dan and Little Ann, red-bone coonhounds are loyal to the end. Old Dan was the strong, determined one, the dog who would never back down from a challenge. Little Ann was the brains, smart, agile, and incredibly intuitive. Together, they were unstoppable. That dynamic is true for real-life Redbones too. These dogs are pack-oriented, intelligent, and driven. They love to work, but they also love to love. And they're not just hunters, they're athletes. Whether it's search and rescue, scent work, or agility courses, Redbones excel when given a task. They're happiest when they have a purpose. Famous red-bone coonhounds. Aside from Old Dan and Little Ann, Redbones aren't often seen in Hollywood, but they've been quietly working in real life, helping track missing persons, performing in field trials, and even starring in dog shows across the South. That's part of their charm. They're not flashy, they're functional, and they're fiercely loyal. Now let's talk about what every red-bone coonhound needs, because a working dog deserves working gear. Here's a curated list of must-have products for any red-bone coonhound owner. High-performance GPS collar. These hounds love to roam. Keep them safe with real-time tracking. Durable tracking harness built for adventure, perfect for hiking and scent work. Reflective hunting vest. Ensure visibility during early morning or evening outings. Heavy-duty chew toys. These dogs have strong jaws. Cheap toys won't last. Paw protection, wax or boots for those long runs through rough terrain. Hands-free running leash, great for bonding and burning off energy together. Smart automatic feeder, because these dogs burn calories fast. No pull training harness for young or energetic Redbones still learning leash management. Interactive puzzle toys keeps that brilliant mind sharp during rest days. Premium grooming tools. Their sleek coat is low maintenance but still needs love. These aren't just random dog products, they're carefully chosen to support the lifestyle of a breed built for action, intelligence, and loyalty. If you've ever dreamed of having a dog that's more than a pet, one that's a teammate, a guardian, and a soul companion, the red-bone coonhound might just be the one. And if Where the Red Fern Grows moved your heart, maybe it's time to bring a piece of that story home. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and check the description for hand-picked links to top-rated Redbone gear and more unforgettable dog stories. Because the legacy of Old Dan and Little Ann lives on in every loyal heart and brave howl that echoes through the woods.
Hey book lovers, let's talk about the story that made America cry, by John Reynolds Gardner. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you're in for an emotional ride. Published in 1980, isn't just another children's book. It's a story about love, courage, and the kind of determination that makes your heart race. For generations, it's been a classroom classic. And honestly, it's probably the first book that ever made me cry. Here's the setup. Willie is a 10-year-old kid living on a potato farm in the snowy wilds of Wyoming. Life is tough, but it gets even tougher when Willie's grandfather falls seriously ill. Suddenly, everything, the farm, their future, their whole world, depends on Willie. So what does he do? He enters the national dog sled race, hoping to win enough money to save his family's home. But Willie's not alone. His teammate is Searchlight, his fiercely loyal dog. Together they're up against a field of seasoned racers, including the legendary Stone Fox. Stone Fox isn't racing for money or fame, he's racing to protect his people's land. And he's never lost, not even once. So you get this powerful showdown, Willie's innocence and hope, up against Stone Fox's quiet, unbreakable resolve. The race? Absolutely gripping. Every page has you hooked, rooting for Willie and Searchlight, hoping against hope that they can pull off a miracle. And then comes the ending. I'm not going to spoil it, but I will say this. It's one of the most heartbreaking, noble moments in all of children's literature. It's the kind of ending that sticks with you for years, teaching you about sacrifice, loyalty, and compassion, without ever feeling like a lesson. What makes so powerful isn't just the plot, it's the simplicity. There are no wasted words, no extra characters, just Willie, Searchlight, and a race that means everything. If you've ever loved a dog, this book will hit you right in the feels. In 1987 they made a TV movie adaptation. It captures the snowy landscape, the characters, and the drama, but honestly, the book's quiet intensity, the way the words pull you in, hits even harder. Shows us that children's literature doesn't have to be long or complicated to be unforgettable. It just has to be true. It's a story about fighting for what you love, no matter the odds. So if you haven't read it yet, or if it's been a while, grab a copy, read it, share it, and let yourself feel all the feels. Because some stories never let go, and is definitely one of them. Thanks for listening and happy reading. Have you ever wondered what kind of dog Searchlight really was? The brave, swift companion of little Willie and Stone Fox is more than just a fictional character. She represents a long-standing tradition of canine excellence that traces back to the great sled dogs of the North. Searchlight is portrayed as a sleek black sled dog, likely a mix of Alaskan Husky and Siberian Husky, the two dominant breeds used in sled dog racing for their speed, endurance, and unshakable loyalty. These are not show dogs. They're athletes, survivors, heroes. Let's dive into the history of these incredible breeds. The Alaskan Husky isn't a registered breed, but a purpose-bred working dog. They're bred for function, not form, designed to pull sleds, run for miles, and endure brutal cold. They come in many shapes and colors, but one thing unites them: heart. The Siberian Husky, on the other hand, has a more recognizable lineage. Imported from Northeast Asia by the Chukchi people, these dogs are born to pull and thrive in snow. They are known for their striking eyes, thick double coats, and unmatched stamina. Searchlight, fierce, fast, and loyal, embodies both. Her spirit lives on in real-world sled dog champions. Let's talk about some of the most iconic. Everyone knows Balto, the Siberian Husky who delivered diphtheria serum to Nome, Alaska in 1925. But few remember Togo, the unsung hero of that same run, who led the longest and most dangerous leg of the journey. Then there's Granite, the lead dog of legendary musher Susan Butcher, who won the Iditarod 4 times. These dogs aren't just famous, they're beloved for the same reason Searchlight is: courage, grit, and a deep bond with their humans. So how do you care for a modern-day Searchlight? These dogs need more than love. They need gear that's up to the task. Heavy-duty harnesses for pulling and running. High-protein food to keep up with their metabolism. Cooling vests in warm climates. These dogs are built for snow. Smart collars and GPS trackers, because Huskies are escape artists. Tough chew toys and puzzle feeders to keep those sharp minds busy. Automatic feeders and waterers for dogs that burn energy like athletes. Professional grooming tools. Those double coats don't maintain themselves, and don't forget, outdoor heated dog beds for winter months. Reflective leashes and jackets for safety during dark runs. Canicross belts and running gear if you're planning to train with your dog. These aren't luxuries. They're necessities for Huskies and Alaskan mixes. Just like Searchlight, they're built for purpose, and it's your job to match that purpose with proper care. Want to honor Searchlight's legacy? Start by giving your own dog what she would have needed to thrive. A dog like that deserves more than just a pat on the head. She deserves the best gear, the best love, and the best life you can offer. So check the links below. We've curated top-rated products for working dogs, athletes, and loyal companions. Your dog may not be racing for glory, but she's racing to your side every single day. Give her a reason to keep running. Dogs don't just live in our homes, they live in our hearts. Marley, Old Dan, and Little Ann, Searchlight. These dogs aren't just characters in books and films, they're symbols of love, sacrifice, and unwavering loyalty. Marley faced chaos, but his heart was pure gold. Old Dan and Little Ann, they taught us the power of teamwork and devotion, and Searchlight, she braved the cold for love. These stories aren't just tales, they're reflections of everyday heroes with paws. Real dogs face impossible odds, change lives, and leave paw prints on our souls. If these stories touched your heart, don't stop here. Pick up the books, watch the films, and share them. Remind someone of the power of unconditional love. And if you've ever had a dog who left paw prints on your soul, you know these tales hit closer than you expected. They give us everything and ask for nothing. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. See you soon, and give your dog an extra hug today for all the love and support they provide.